Hello flatties and globe defenders, it's Critical Think from Down Under. Last week I did a little bit of a picture challenge that was open to flatties and globers, and I can announce Darth Killer was the winner, and I've got some special mentions for ANIKHTOS and Snooby66. And I'm going to explain what I think the correct answers should be. Here's Darth Killer's submission, which I've judged as the most correct one. He's made a comment about every single picture. Most of them are pretty good. There's a few details missed out because there are some history and background to some of those pictures which are in my videos. But overall, a very good attempt at explaining whether the pictures support the flat Earth or the globe Earth model. And another good entry from ANIKHTOS, I hope that's how you pronounce it, and not something on every picture, but some good answers there, and especially like the answers on pictures 4 and 9. There's very creative thinking there. So thank you, ANIKHTOS, as well. And there was one other very comprehensive flat Earth response from Snooby66. Now, he gave some wonderful reasons. Every picture listed, the reasons are given every time, which is very good. It's according to the rules. I did say I didn't really care whether it was flat or globe, but as long as you gave the reasons. And Snooby66 has done that very well. Unfortunately for him, and I know this is all tongue-in-cheek, but the answers are not all that correct because some of the reasons are based on interesting thinking. But I have to say that was a very, very, very interesting and entertaining way to answer the questions there. Wonderful work. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you, Snooby66. Here is my take on the pictures. This first picture is, as someone correctly pointed out, the observer height and the top of the building. There are very similar heights, and you can see that the sun is behind the building. It's a very dusty day, so that's why the sun is can hardly be seen. It's a dust storm. Now the horizon is somewhat below that, and the eye level is at the top of the building. Hence, the horizon is not rising to eye level. You can clearly see that there is a sun there where the horizon should be, and so this picture supports the idea of globe because of the horizon drop, and does not support the idea of a flat Earth. The next picture is, yes, well, this was from an early video of mine, and that's taken of a ship at the port of Brisbane from Woody Point at Redcliffe. There is some writing on the bottom of the ship which is submerged under the water here because we're at a very low height above the water, and you cannot see over the curvature of the Earth. So the ship looks like this. This was taken from a slightly different but higher location so that you can see what the side of the ship looks like, and this is what it looks like from down below. So the ship is hidden behind the Earth curve. And despite all the fancy mental gymnastics that the flatties will try to explain this, this is very simply explained on the globe Earth model, and does not comport to the flat Earth. So this picture is from another one of my videos of a ship that's retreating away from my view, and of course it's gone over the curve as only the top of the bridge of the ship is now visible over the curve, and there's no hull or anything. It clearly supports the globe model because it's gone over the curve and does not support the flat Earth model. This picture was a bit of a joke, but For me, it represents the ridiculous arguments that flat earthers come up with to justify their religious belief in a flat earth. Now this here is, you don't know it exactly because there is a red part of the hull missing from this ship. It is over the horizon, this ship, but the reason why this one's important is because a lot of flat earthers use perspective as an argument for why the bottom of the ship is disappearing. And one of the reasons they say is if you hold your thumb in front of your face, you can block out the sun. Yes, that's true. So next time I will ask these guys in the little dinghy to hold up their thumbs to see if it will block out the ship. Because the bottom of the ship's missing, and obviously it must be because of their thumbs. And this is the same ship that's gone a little bit further out, and of course you can see now that's well and truly, there's no argument about that one being over a curve, although flat earthers will try to argue about that, argue all kinds of things which don't apply here, like mirroring and compression, etc, etc, etc. That photo is very clear and there's no such atmospheric effects. So there you go. Sorry, flat earth, but that supports the globe. And thank you, Randy, again, a solid supporter of the globe with his work with the video. Randy has clearly shown here how much of the ship is missing over the curve. So thank you, Randy, for supporting the globe again with this picture. This picture is another from one of my videos. This was taken by my phone before I even knew that flat earth was a thing. I just took this picture of sunset while I was in Thailand in September 2017, and that was at the equinox. So the sun is setting due west, which is completely contrary to the flat earth model, where it should be at this point in time somewhere in the northwest. So there, that supports the globe and does not support flat earth. And this here again represents the various challenges that have been put out, and in particular my challenge, which has not been claimed because flat earth is not even close to being proven. This picture again is a bit of a joke and doesn't prove really anything, but this was the one I did where the flat earthers like to say that a globe has not for educational purposes on the bottom of it, so therefore the earth is flat. So this globe and any other globe I found in that video never had that sticker on, so tongue-in-cheek it supports the idea that the earth is in fact a globe. And of course everybody got this one right who answered it. This picture is impossible on a flat earth, even though flat earthers will try to give all kinds of reasons like perspective, and they will think that perspective alters the geometry, and somehow the appearance of ground rising up is somehow equated with the ground actually rising and covering a sun which is supposed to be 20 degrees high in the sky. Now if you believe that, I think you're going to need medical assistance for some severe mental problems. Oh, that's right. Sorry, flat earthers. But that's just the case of it, you know. You cannot project, I don't care about any of your atmospheric lensing and refraction and stuff like that. There's no sign of any atmospheric lensing or distortion or anything in this picture. But if you want to pull down your sun from 20 degrees above the horizon, and let's just say almost another 45 degrees from the north, because this picture of the sun, you cannot tell from this picture, but it's rising in the east. If you want to try and pull that sun down from 20 degrees and from a 45 degrees away and then not see any distortion, then I think you're crazy. This is just straight out globe proof flat earth, big loser on this one. And this one, light under the clouds, another very big loser for flat earth. Some people will try to say that it could be because of the sun shining off water and onto the clouds, and that's a bit difficult with this shot, which is in outback Australia where there is no water. But clearly there is no way that the sun can get to be underneath the clouds to shine up on them unless it's a globe, because the sun cannot get down on a flat earth. And some people will try to say perspective is a thing that can do that. Well, perspective cannot alter geometry, and you can see that. Now here is a picture I took while I was in a very famous place in Phetchabun in Thailand, Khao or something. I hope I pronounced that right. But yeah, on top of the mountain you can see a cloud layer forming below. So on the flat earth, the sun is always above the clouds. So if you can see, just imagine here, you are the sun shining down on the clouds. Now, if you're a flatty, then I'd like you to explain how, just using perspective only, you can actually see underneath those clouds. Because if you were the sun and shining on those clouds, you would have to somehow see the bottom of the clouds without moving below the clouds. Just using perspective itself doesn't seem very likely, does it? This picture I took in September, and you can see crepuscular rays. Now, nothing so much, you might say flat earth can do that too, but not at that angle. You'll notice that the angle the crepuscular rays are going above and not down in front of you. So therefore the sun must be at a low enough level for the clouds to form a shadow across the sky. Again, on a flat earth the sun would be too high for this. The sun should be 20 degrees in the sky. I don't care what your perspective says, the angular size calculation, the angular size of the distance of the sun from the ground to the sun is still 20 degrees. And the angular distance doesn't diminish down to 0. And that is impossible on a flat earth, that picture. This is the other side, the anti-crepuscular rays for that picture. And again, impossible on a flat earth. The anti-crepuscular rays converge on the anti-solar point, which in this case is above the horizon, which shows that the sun is below the horizon on the other side. An impossibility again on flat earth. Now this one had a few people stumped. It's because it's a very simple observation and the ship is in front of the horizon, obviously. But the real key question here is, where is that horizon? And you need to know another interesting piece of information, which is on my video about this ship. The observer height is 24 meters. The ship height is 32 meters. So the eye level, if the earth was flat, I'm going to presuppose a flat earth on this, the eye level would be at the top deck of that, just below the blue funnel on that ship. That would be eye level on a flat earth. Then what happened to the horizon? It's gone. The water curves away instead of going out into the distance. So therefore flat earth cannot be on that picture, because the horizon doesn't rise, doesn't appear to rise to eye level. The water curves away long before it gets out in the distance to rise to eye level. And of course this is an obvious one, ship over the curve. We had a couple of those. And this one here, for Flat Earth Jesus, or Ross Thatcher, he thinks that Julian Rocks is his proof of flat earth, because wherever he is he can see the entirety of the rocks on the horizon. Well, this is a picture of Julian Rocks, and as you can see I have taken a photo where you cannot see the entirety of the rocks on the horizon. So by his own thinking, there, this disproves the flat Earth because the rocks are over the curve. Again, this is if you take a look at the ship from before, the observer height is 100 feet or around 30 meters, and that is the focal height of that lighthouse. So where is the horizon? Behind. You should be able to see ocean behind that lighthouse. You cannot. The ocean stops, curves away. The Earth's not flat. Very simple. And this one you have to have the context, of course. I did in a video. This is a sunset at Phetchabun, and the sun is setting directly west on very close to the equinox, and on a flat Earth that should be northwest. So the sun is in an entirely different place. Again, it's 20 degrees lower in the sky than it would be on a flat Earth, and about 45 degrees away. So flat Earth, you need to have again a 45 degree shift in horizontal and a 20 degree shift in vertical through some kind of magic atmospheric lensing, refraction, bending, and at the same time produce no distortion on your image for that to happen. And how likely is that to happen? Not likely at all. That's impossible. So thanks. That's globe right there. You have to know the context for this one. This is actually Venus, and you can see that it has a crescent, so it has a shadow. So this is only possible if Venus was on an orbit between the Earth and the Sun. Then that's the only way you can see that crescent. So although it doesn't totally forbid a flat Earth, it supports the globe model and all the gravitational effects and the heliocentric nature of that model is supported by this observation. And you might be tempted to think this is all about the anti-crepuscular rays, and yes, they are indeed a good demonstration of how it works on a globe and cannot work on a flat Earth. But there's one other observation in this picture, and that the moon is at the right height and exactly the right bearing as predicted by the heliocentric model. So we can look up in the sky, see the moon is there where it should be, and that's the globe model prediction, and doesn't comport with the flat Earth. And here's the last ship over the curve picture, just the same as all the others. So there you have it. There's my explanation for all those pictures. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all my subscribers. We're going to get there to the 1,000 subs soon, and keep sharing my videos, keep commenting, and we'll see you soon.
The sun rises in the east, I can't see the curve. The sun sets in the west, I can't see the curve. I can't see the curve. The ship disappears bottom up, I can't see the curve. The horizon drops the higher I go, I can't see the curve. I can't see the curve.